Hello online viewers. In this CAD tutorial, I'll be teaching you how to draw your chainage, or how to draw your CAD version of your chain surveying, or how to draw the how to draw your traverse, how to draw a certain section of traverse using oblique, offset, 345 method, radius arc method, or using various other methods. So firstly, for this you need to draw your chainage. You need to draw a chainage of 20 or 30 meters according to your required according to your requirements. So as you can see in the right side of the screen, I have my chainage of 30 meters. So firstly I'll be drawing chainage of 30 meter. So so it will be easier if I turn on the ortho mode. So for that I need to go into by layer, click on other. After clicking on other, you need to go into load. After going to load and search for center, click on center, click on OK. Set the global scale factor from 1 to about 0.1. Click on OK. Okay, so 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 first of all before drawing anything, we need to set up the units. We need to set up the units, and we'll be drawing our CAD. And we'll have our CAD drawing in the scale of 1:100. So as you can see, I need to draw a line of 30 meters. So if I use a scale of 1:100, it will be 30 centimeter or 0.3 meter on the CAD drawing. So for this I'll be using unit of centimeters, not meters or any other units. I'll be using centimeters because if I use centimeters, it will be more clearer, more precise, and it will be larger than using meters. So let me set up the unit to centimeters first. So after clicking on units, a certain dialog box appears, and in that dialog box, this dialog box appears. So I'm setting this precision to 0.30, and I'm setting it to centimeters. Click on OK. So now I need to draw a line for my chainage of 30 meter, and I need to choose center. After choosing on center, I need to draw my chainage of 30 meters. Click on enter. And my chainage of 30 meter has been drawn. As you can see, my chainage of 30 meter has been drawn. I think I need to change. Let me change my as you can see, the lines are very close to each other, so let me just change my chainage from change my global scale factor. So I'm going to change my global scale factor again from 0.1. I'm going to set it to about 0.3. Let's click on OK, and this looks better. This looks quite better than the previous, or you can change it to around 0.5. I guess 0.5 will be better. 0.5. This looks better. So after drawing my required chainage, you can set it up. According to you can change the global scale factor to 0.6, 0.7, and see which one suits better. Next what we'll be doing is, as you can see on the right side of my screen, I have to draw there are certain stations or chain points on the on this chainage. So firstly I need a chainage, so I need to mark stations at a point of 0 meters, 3 meters, I need to mark points at 0 meter, 0.870 meters, as you can see, 3.114 meter, 3.220 meter, so on up to 30 meters. So what I'll be doing is, I'll be simply marking all those points on this line. So firstly I'll click on line. So I'll choose a color. Let's say yellow. You can choose any color, but make sure you choose a darker color. So from the endpoint, I'll choose a distance of 0.870 meter, which is right now 0.870 centimeters on my CAD. As I have a scale of 1:100. Click on OK, and as you click OK, just move your mouse down and click. So doing this, what you have done is, so by doing this, what you have done is you have marked your first point of 0.870 meter. You need to do so for all your remaining points of 3.114 meter, 3.220 meter. By doing so, it will be easier for you to draw oblique offsets and perpendicular offsets later, and you need to carry on to this from 0 meter till the end at 30 meter. Similarly, we can choose another color, let's say blue right now. Click on line, move to the endpoint, and of course you need to turn your dynamic input mode and your snap object mode on. It will be easier for you to draw. Next we'll be choosing our point of 3.114 meter. Click on enter, and after that simply move down, turn on your ortho mode as well. So you need to do this all. So by doing this, it will be easier for you to plot all your drawings. So let me plot all these drawings and get back to the video. So as you can see, I have marked all my points on the chainage on the chain line. This is 0 meter, initial point 0 meter. Next is 0.870, 3.114, 3.220, so on till the end at 30 meter. So I'll highly recommend you to do the same, because doing so will help you to draw your perpendicular and other offsets easily. So what you need to do next is you need to go on to your text box, go on to single line, and you need to insert text. You need to move down here, and you need to insert a text, enter text height of about 0.22, set rotation of 90 degrees. Click on enter, and next you will be entering your text of 0. And next you will enter your text. You will be entering text to specify all your points. Will be entering the distances of all the chainages. So firstly my chainage is at a distance of 0.000 meters, so I'll be entering that first of all. So as you can see, I'll be entering my first chainage 0.000. so my first chainage 0.000. click on enter, skip, and as you can see, I have my first chainage right over here. So let me select this, right click on it, and move it to my specific location, right over here. I have my first chainage of 0.00 meter. I don't need it in blue, I need it in black. So what you can do is, I think 0.23 is a bit bigger in size, so you can simply go into quick properties and change the text size from 0.23 to a little smaller to about 0.20 or 0.18. So you can change your height from 0.22 to about 0.18. I think it will be perfect. 0.18, and cross it. So what you need to do is select it, right click it, click on copy selection, turn on, you need to have your ortho mode turned on, and simply copy this text from here to here to all your points on the chainage, and you will be entering all your chainage points. So you will be doing this until you reach 30 meter mark. Similarly, go on for every other points. So why we are doing this is because it will be easier for you to draw your perpendicular offsets later. So what you will do is, after you have done it, double click on it. So my second chainage point is at a distance of 0.870 meters, so I'll be doing the same, 0.870. click on enter. Similarly, my third point is at a distance of 3.114, as you can see on the right side of my screen, 3.114. Similarly, my fourth is, you need to do this until you reach the 30 meter mark. So let me get back when I'm done. So as you can see, I have all my chainage points from 0.000 to 30.000. You need to do the same for your drawing according to your needs. Next, what we'll be drawing is we need to draw our perpendicular offsets or our oblique offsets, which we oblique offsets oblique offsets to mark or to draw our required traverse. So firstly, for oblique offset, we will be using our circle method. During this circle method, we'll draw circle of certain radius, and here certain radius is equal to certain radius is equal to the certain distance at certain distance of how far the traverse is. So as you can see, my first traverse, in order to locate the first traverse, I need to be using the oblique. So I need to be using the oblique offset. Oblique offset. So firstly, what I'll do is, with 0.000 as center, I'll draw a circle of a radius of required dimension required distance. So as you can see, my first point is at a distance of 6.294 meter from the mark of 0.000 meters, or from the main survey station. So I'll draw the required circle. So next, what I'll be doing is, I'll again draw a circle of radius 7.460 from 3.220 mark. So we have been doing we marked all those points and wrote them in order to make us easy. So now this process of our gets easier. So now I'll be entering radius of 7.460. Click on enter. Now go on to line, and let me use black line only. Next, I'll be using a line command, turn off ortho mode, and I will be from 0.00 mark. I will be drawing my required lines to the intersection points right over here. Click on enter, and make sure you click on the intersection and 3.220. So in order to make all these green rectangles and circles appear, you need to turn on your snap mode. Now I can delete these circles. So this method will be followed for oblique offsets, and for perpendicular offset it's quite simple. You need to turn on your ortho mode, and from your required chainage points from 0.870 meter, I need a perpendicular offset of distance 4.632 meter. So I'll simply entering 4.632. So I'll recommend you also to use this scale of 1:100. As using this scale, you have to enter your required meter dimension simply in a centimeter. You don't need to do any more calculations. So I need to follow this method for every traverse until I reach the end until I reach the end of the chain station. So you need to follow the same. So I'll show you one more. So as you can see, for my third point of traverse, I have again followed oblique offset, as you can see on the right side of my screen. So what I'll be doing is, from 3.114, I'll again draw a circle. Of required distance radius. So my distance right now here, oblique distance, is 6.142. So I'll be entering the same dimension. Next, I'll move on to 6.932. Click on circle and draw the circle of 4.844 meters. Click on enter, escape. Click on line, go into turn off ortho mode, go into 3.114 meter, and join your intersection points. Next point is from 6.932, go into 6.932, click on endpoint, click on enter, and you have done. And I have created 3 points of my traverse, and from 6.912, I have a perpendicular offset at a distance of 4.844 meter. Simply go online, turn on ortho mode, and from this enter my required perpendicular distance of 4.844 meter. Click on enter, and done. Click on enter, and I have my required points. So I need to follow. So what I need to do is, I need to follow this method until I have completely covered the traverse. Until I have completely traverse. So I'll get back to you when I have completed my traverse. So as you can see, now I have drawn all my perpendicular and oblique offsets from all my chainage points. Now what I need to do is I simply need to join all these endpoints, and I'll get my required traverse. So but as you can see, my 2 chain points 6.91 and 6.932 are very close to each other, so it is quite difficult to difficult to plot them. So what you can do, so therefore we have used the units of centimeter. If we had instead used the units of meters, the distance will be much smaller, the distance will be much closer, and it will be much difficult to join those points. So what we'll be doing is, in order to make our work a bit easier, we need to change this line weight. So I'll be making this line a bit darker. I'll use the 0.30 meters, 0.30 millimeters, and I'll go into line weight settings, and I'll click on display line weight and click on OK. So this line gets a bit darker and it will be easier for me to plot. So what I need to do is I need to simply click on line and move on to endpoint. Make sure you get turn off ortho mode, and make sure you get this end box of endpoints, and move from one point to another endpoint. Simply click enter, and I have my next point over here. Click on enter. Make sure you need to make sure that you get this green box of endpoints to endpoint. Move from endpoint to endpoint, and done. Now I'm done with drawing my traverse. Now I don't need all these lines, so what I can do is I can simply click on all these lines and simply delete it. So as you can see, this is my required traverse, and you can select your traverse, click on join, click join command, and this gets selected as one. Now what I need to do is I need to draw the dimension of all these points. So what I can do is now what you need to do is you need to click on dimension, and firstly click on dim style, dim dim style. Go into dim style, and as you can see, this blocks opens up, and what you need to do is you need to click on standard. You need to click on set current and close, and then you need to go into dimension. Now we need dimension of each and every points of traverse with respect to this changes. So seeing how the location of point has been done, either by perpendicular or oblique offset, you need to do your required dimension. So my first point has been done by oblique offset. So what I need to do is I need to click on the endpoint, go into my 0.00 meter mark, and click on it. Click on the endpoint, and again click it, double click on it, and as you can see, I get the dimension of 6.2940 meter. So this is my required dimension, as you can see on the right side of the screen. If anything else happens, you probably might have done a mistake while joining the traverse, and you do it all over again. So what I don't need the precision of 4 points, and I don't need this extension line at the end. It doesn't look pretty at all, it doesn't look presentable. So what I need to do is I need to go back into dim style, dim, get back to dim style, go into standard, go into modify. After going into modify, what you need to do is you need to go into text. You need to go into text, you need to go into primary units, and you need to set the precision of triple zeros at the back, 0.000. and if you need any suffix, like if you want to add meters, you can put on m, but I will recommend you not to do. What you can simply do is you can later on create a title box, and at the top of the title box you can simply write all dimensions are in meters. That looks more presentable. Now we can go into lines, and what I need to do is I need to suppress this extension line at the end of the dimension. So what I need to do is click on suppressed extension line. This line got suppressed. Similarly, suppress extension line 2, click on that. Okay, set current, click on close. So as you can see, those lines at the end has been marked, and I got precision of 3. Now I need to so for my first point, as this is oblique offset, I need this dimension from another point as well, which is from 3.220 meters. So I simply move on to 3.220 meter, click on it, double click on it, and I got my required dimension of 7.460. 7.460. So of course for oblique offset I need dimension from 2 points, while for perpendicular offset, which is for my second point of traverse, what you can do is turn on ortho mode, go into this point, simply draw perpendicular at the end point and double click on it. I get required dimensions, say 4.632. You can do this for all your dimensions similarly. So for this, move on to the end point, move on to your required point, double click on it, done, and simply complete your traverse in a similar way. And for of course for and from 3.114 I have done oblique offset, so I need to go on over here, turn off my ortho mode, go at the end point, I got 6.142. Similarly, go on to my next point of 6.932, click on it, and just make sure you move on to the end point. After moving on to the end point, double click on it, I got my required dimension of 4.844, and for my last dimension of perpendicular offset I'll be going on to 6.912, click on it, double click on it, 3 point, click on dimension, move up till here, 3.520. Yes, and I'm done, and I have put on all my required dimensions. So as you can see, my traverse has already been created. I have plotted on all the required points, so I don't require all these lines again. So what I can do is I can simply click on all these lines which I have created as a mark previously. We don't need this at the end, so we simply click on delete. Make sure you delete all those lines as well, otherwise at the end of the printing this will get printed. Simply click on delete and enter all those marks of blue, red, green, whatever you have done. Make sure you delete all these lines, all these blue, yellow, purple lines. Make sure you delete all of them. Now after this has been done, what I need to do is I need to create triangles. I need to create triangle for the symbol of main survey, stations at 0 meters and 30 meter marks. What I'll be doing is turn on ortho mode, make a triangle of dimension around 0.1, click on enter, turn off ortho mode, again 0.1, tab 120, click on enter and complete your triangle. Yes, after clicking on a triangle, select your triangle, click on join, press enter, click on your triangle, right click on copy selection, click on the center, move it right at the center of your endpoints. You might so this is just for reference, you might have to change your dimensions of triangle and triangles according to your needs. There is no hard and fast rule for creating such triangles and stops. So let me just delete this extra triangle. So as you can see, I have completed my traverse. I have put on all my required dimensions. I have already done my I've already done my required markings as well. So basically your drawing is done. But you can make your CAD drawing more presentable. So let me show you how my CAD drawing is. So as you can see my CAD drawing, I have drawn my side building and has it with proper hatchet, and I have drawn pipelines and all other boundaries and outlets. So you can do same. You can put on the index marks, and you can put on your title box. So I've drawn a rectangle. I've drawn outside a rectangle of dimension 40 into 25.5 centimeters. So we will be basically printing this in A3 paper. So that will be a better dimension. So you can do the same for your drawing. So what you can do for your drawing is according to your needs, according to your demands. If you know the dimension of the side building, you can turn on ortho mode, draw those required dimensions, let's say 6, and put on put let's say 6, and go from up here to your required dimensions, click on it, close on it, and you can close on it, you can put on your you can put on all your required dimensions, required hatchings, required whatever you need, whatever you need. And next what you can do is you can insert break lines. You can insert break lines by simply clicking on the command break. What you need to do is move on to your side buildings, whatever is, specify first point, specify second point, whatever you want, and location for break symbol. Here you go. This is your break symbol. You don't want this to be in middle, so click on erase and select objects. What you need to do is you can click on trim, right click, trim this portion. So you can similarly draw all these breakpoints at all these three portions, and you can, what you can do next is hatch. You can click on hatch. Here your hatch options appears. After clicking on hatch, what you need to do is you need to select your objects where you need to hatch. So I need to hatch my my upper portion of traverse to show the nearby building. Nearby building, what I'll do is I'll select the traverse, and I'll select this building as well. After clicking on it, and here this is my hatch. You can choose whatever hatch you need. I might need bricks, so you can change to a hatch pattern of anything you like into just by clicking onto it. And if this hatch pattern is not obtained in yours, you need to change this scale. You need to change the scale to smaller, to 0.11, 0.2, 0.3, etc., and it gets appeared. So as you can see right over here. Next what you can do is you can put on your index marks, you can put on your title box. So now you can put on your index box, you can put all your symbols and marks, and you can put on your title box, put on your index, put on the graphs, and add all those details and features as required. And I will recommend you to draw a box as well, and I'll recommend you to draw a box outside, and I'll draw you and you can draw a box of dimension 40 into 25.5 centimeters. 40 into 25.5 centimeters to enclose all these all your CAD drawings, and as the size of A3 is around 41 into 30, a bit bigger than that, 41 into 30, you can click on Ctrl P and get a preview of your CAD drawing. And what you can do is draw the box of dimension 40 into 25.5, and as doing so, your drawing will look much more presentable. Click on rectangle and click over here and put on a dimension of 40, tab 25.5 centimeters. And what you can do is click on this rectangle and right click on this rectangle and move it. Specify base point and turn off ortho mode, and make sure you keep this around here. There you go. Now we have done. We can put on your index marks, you can put on your title box, and to get a preview you can click on